In this video I will tell you all you need to know about the philosophy and the life of Friedrich Nietzsche. I spent a lot of time researching it and it's really interesting. Why do people often think of him as a Nazi? You will find out in just a bit. Good day guys, this is Fast Philosophy and today we are going to talk about the life and the philosophies of Nietzsche. Leave a like if you enjoyed and let's just jump into it. First of all, who was Nietzsche? Friedrich Nietzsche was a German philologist and philosophist. In 1844, Nietzsche was born in a town called Röcken. After his father, who was a priest, died in 1849, the family moved to Naumburg. He briefly studied theology at the University of Bonn, but after he lost his faith, he started his studies of philology. He then learned about the work of Schopenhauer and immediately was hooked on it. This was until he was 30. Then he openly disagreed with what he had said before and with Schopenhauer. Then his mental condition started to deteriorate and he had heavy migraine attacks, and eventually was taken into a psychiatric institution. He died 11 years later. Now let's talk about his philosophical ideas. Nietzsche had 4 main ideas that I want to focus on today. First of all, power and life. Nietzsche claims that every animal tries to enhance its power and that enlarging your power is good. He even goes as far as to say that happiness is just a feeling that your power is growing. This is where a lot of people thought of him as a Nazi. They thought that the power he was talking about was power over other people and civilizations. But the power he talked about was internal. Power to him was self-control and thinking for yourself instead of mindlessly following others. He also connects the power to ability to reshape your environment. Recent articles have indicated that the power Nietzsche talks about is a manifestation of life. So to answer the question, no, of course not, Nietzsche was not a Nazi. Next up is affirmation. Here the expression amor fati, which basically means love the inevitable, is very important. By this, he meant that you should love and accept your fate instead of fighting it. You should embrace and affirm life, he says. That is what he thinks is wrong with the views of Christianity. The church says you should repent of earthly life to pay for a superior world. This is wrong, according to Nietzsche, because then you negate life instead of affirming it. The following one is closely related to affirmation: honesty. Nietzsche believed that if we were to affirm our world, we had to be honest about what it really is. He also thinks that illusionary life descriptions are bad, because that is self-delusion and not affirmation of life. This is also why he recommends the pursuit of knowledge as a way of life. He also makes the connection between truthfulness and courage. He thinks of honesty as a manifestation of a virtuous character, marked by resoluteness, determination, and spiritual strength. The subject, which I'm going to talk about now, is maybe one of the most important ones of Nietzsche's philosophies: freedom of mind. Nietzsche always thought highly of individuality and freedom of mind. Here he states that self-control and self-government is very important. He also calls for people to free themselves from the slave moral introduced by the Christian Church. He prefers the Greek morals, where a person only obeys his own orders. He resents the Christian moral because people mindlessly follow the orders of the Church. Now let's talk about why Nietzsche hated the Church so much. First of all, his critique was very widely ranged, and it not only wanted to undermine religious faith, but also a lot of aspects of ordinary moral conscience, such as guilt for wrongdoing or the value of compassion. To shock his readers, he made the famous statement, "God is dead," or in German, "Gott ist tot." By this, he didn't mean to say that atheism is true, but he wanted to say that the Christian God has become unbelievable. And he said that everything that was built on this belief in the God would eventually collapse. This includes the whole European morality at the time. He says this is because, according to him, these morals have a lack of foundation. Which of Nietzsche's ideas did you like the most? Do you also think that you should always be honest? Let us know down in the comment section. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and see you in the next one.